Today, through the Reality Stories website, we continue the third part of the Black Saturday story. In the previous part, we learned about the village in which Yasser's grandfather lives and how this village has an abandoned house located near the cemetery, and this house is responsible for the strange and suspicious phenomena that it exists in the village until the village was completely abandoned, and the matter did not stop there. But the policemen who were in the village after its evacuation were all exposed to strange events of madness, disappearance, and killing, and today we will learn about the details of Yasser's visit to his grandfather and the terrifying events that will happen to him. We hope you enjoy reading this part, and we hope you like it. Whenever Yasser approached the village, he felt something strange, as if someone was breathing in his face or someone was talking to him. All these things made Yasser stop on the road several times to make sure that everything was fine. Yasser did not know that the decision to continue in this trip would be the biggest mistake he made in his life, but Yasser convinced himself that all these things were just hallucinations that weren't real. Yasser arrived in the village, and it was dark. As soon as Yasser touched the village land, he felt fear in his heart, but Yasser controlled himself and headed to his grandfather's grave. The deserted house around which stories revolve was directly in front of the cemetery's door, but Yasser did not turn to this house. Yasser said he talks to his grandfather who misses him and remembers the past and how his grandfather was so affectionate and loved so much that Yasser's tears began to fall. After about 2 hours of sitting in front of the grave, Yasser headed to the street where his grandfather lived. The houses were completely deserted and very old. The strange thing is that there are some houses with open doors and windows as well, and the furniture is still the same. His grandfather, and when Yasser entered, he touched the old furniture full of dirt and remembered his grandfather and everything that was happening in this house. Inside the house in the corner, Yasser noticed that there was a door that leads to the basement. Yasser marveled at this basement, as he remembers well the design of his grandfather's house, and this door did not exist before. Suddenly the weather in the grandfather's house became very cold, and what happened after that was a big surprise. Yasser heard a strange sound, as if someone was running fast in front of the house, and when Yasser went to find out, he was shocked. Yasser saw a strange creature looking at him from afar. The internal organs of this creature were visible, and his eyes were so big and frightening that it was hard to imagine. This creature approached Yasser and screamed the cry of a small child. The cry was so strong that Yasser bent on his knees and put his hands on his ear. From the intensity of this voice, and suddenly the child's voice turned into the voice of an adult man, and he was saying, "Do not forget them. Do not forget them," and then this object disappeared. Yasser decided at the time to head as fast as possible to his car. The strange thing was that Yasser did not find his car in the place where he put it, and after a few seconds, Yasser saw a light from afar. After a few minutes, Yasser felt that there was someone putting his hand on his shoulder, and when Yasser turned around, he saw a very beautiful girl saying to him, "Do not be afraid, do not be sad, I will help you." Yasser was feeling very strange, what brought a very beautiful girl to this deserted place, and Yasser asked her to reply to this girl that she is a fairy and her name is Kuizma, and she is a Muslim fairy, and because of her Islam, her tribe expelled her, and she has been living in this village for about a month, and she is not really beautiful, but if it appears in its true form, Yasser will be terrified, and it will only make matters worse.